We are officially in the Sea of Cortez. Quickest way to change the wind for us is to put up the sails. I'm not taking it down because I don't know. I'm not playing this game with you, wind. I am Warren.
And I am Erica. And together,
we are We Sail.
A year ago, we left on a journey of a lifetime, sailing around the world living the gypsy life. We have been living a dream that most wait a lifetime to do. Join us as we travel the world 1 nautical mile at a time.
We are all sorted. We're fully checked into the country. Trevor is on a flight as we speak. At first, he's asked me a dozen times when we're leaving, and I keep saying we're leaving today. And so he asked me again when we're leaving, and I was like, we're out right now. He goes, oh, the port captain's not here. I was like, I thought you were the port captain. He's like, no. I was like, okay, well, how do we do this? He's like, we're gonna have to get the port captain in here. I was like, okay, well, let's call him up and get him in here. He's like, oh, I don't know, man. I was like, well, we need to leave, man. Can we please leave? And he's like, I'm so sorry about this. Let me get the paperwork going. And then he came back out like 20-30 minutes later and he goes, okay, you're all good.
So Mexico, we have to clear in and out with the port captains?
Yeah, from port to port.
What? Even if we're just anchoring in the area?
No, that's different. If they have a port captain, you have to check in with them. If they don't, you don't.
Ah.
So now we need to go get fuel. And we have 1,000 miles to go. Okay. We're going to break it up a whole bunch, but we got 1,000 miles before we get home.
Got it.
Yep.
We had nearly spent 3 weeks at sea before arriving to Mexico, and when we finally reached landfall, we stayed for less than 72 hours before heading back out. It was no doubt very strange moving up the coast during this time. We had so much built-up excitement when we approached Zihuatanejo, and after getting there, the feelings had changed. Maybe we had changed, but we both felt more at ease on the water and in our boat. Land felt foreign to us, especially now. So it wasn't difficult to lift anchor so quickly and continue moving up north in the Sea of Cortez. We had another big leg ahead of us before reaching our final new destination, and now it was just back to Warren and myself to getting us there. From Zihuatanejo to San Carlos, we had approximately 1,000 miles to go, with consistent winds coming from the north, so needless to say, this next journey wasn't going to be an easy one. But we were conditioned and ready to get on our way. We estimated that this next big leg would take us another week before arriving to San Carlos.
All right, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
That is our first morning, our first night shift without Trevor, and it was not nearly as fun.
Oh.
No.
Trevor, go back.
Come back, Trevor.
No.
We miss him for sure.
I mean, no wind, we're just motoring.
Yeah, so it's so easy. We don't have any sails to worry about. We pretty much rule out having rogue gusts of wind, so
We still keep an eye on all the... We're on a shipping container lane.
It's a shipping lane that we're in, and there's definitely
pandas,
fishing.
maybe.
It's just so slow, and it's hard to stay awake. I
stay awake.
I stayed awake for at least a couple hours, and then I would wake up like every half hour, check the radar, check the horizon, and take a little snoozer.
Well, it's a bit of a surprise. We have wind, and so now we can sail. We don't actually have to motor the whole way up to Puerto Vallarta.
I mean, we have to tack a lot.
Well, we're going to have to tack. We're going to zig and then zag and then zig and then zag. I don't think that's a sailing technical term, but we're going to zig and zag all the way up the coast until we get to Puerto Vallarta. So yay, we get to sail. We had wind, and even though the winds were coming from the direction we were heading, we sailed anyways. We would end up basically doubling our distance by doing zigzag tacks upwind, but alas, we were sailing. Plus, there was no real rush for us to be back on land anytime soon with the way things were.
you don't have to worry about it.
Bam! That's how it's
Freaking nailed it! Woo!
Yes.
That was a great tack.
Thank you.
Woo! Yeah. Man, this is tough getting up the coast. We had a little bit of wind when I first woke up this morning. Erica's still asleep, so I got it up by myself. Not a big deal, but now the wind has turned right on the nose and it's not doing us any good, so I'm gonna have to take it down. But we've got 2 more days of this and then we're to Puerto Vallarta, and a third of our trip will, the negative part of it is done. So here we go. How was your night shift?
Very calm. Cold.
Real cold. Holy cow. Last night was the first time.
Really cold.
Sweatshirt. I was cold even in there. We shut all the windows. We hardly ever do that.
Yeah, it was really, really like
Super moist.
wet. Yeah.
Real wet. I don't know. There was so much moisture in there. I don't know what.
Yeah.
But it was like dripping from the bimini.
Yeah, there's
That's how much
definitely
moisture was in the air.
I can't even think of the word because we haven't seen it well. Condensation.
Condensation and fog.
Inside the window.
Yeah. No bueno. Oh man.
Wait, what is wrong?
This is the second time in 4 hours that I put up the sail because the wind was acceptable to sail at, and then within an hour either the wind died, which is what happened last time, or now the wind is not dying, but it's definitely changing directions and we're gonna have to drop the sail again. Oh. If you can't tell, it's just right on the nose. I'm not taking it down because I don't know. I'm not playing this game with your wind. As soon as I take it down, then the wind pipes around 45 degrees and it's perfect sailing. So I'm just gonna leave it up in protest.
And of course, Warren's whinging was heard, and the winds had swung back around. It was a constant battle for the day, and as the day went on, the winds piped up in the afternoons as they did for the last 2 days. So did the swell, making it for a pretty uncomfortable evening.
Not really an ideal work day.
Oh, poor boat. I'm sorry.
What about for me?
You're fine.
See what I have to deal with? Last night. Oh, there's another one. Well, it honestly wasn't that rough. We got to sail most of the night until the wind had shifted dead onto our nose, but I mean, we were pitching so much. Obviously, we have a bunch of squid on the deck now.
And just as I was taking on my early morning watch, I was greeted by a large pod of dolphins. The sun was just making its appearance, and every time we have dolphins visit, it's a constant reminder of how incredibly blessed we are to be on such an adventure, that even a shit day of sailing is a good day. This is such a nice morning wake up. Oh,
literally just showed up. I love it.
Well, it looks like we're gonna make it today, actually. This last 350 miles has been a nightmare. It has been awful, and yesterday was the absolute worst of it. I mean, we've either had zero wind, which is painful enough, but when the wind does occur, it's right on the nose. It's coming straight down the coast, and we're going straight up the coast. So yesterday, the last couple days, it pipes up in the afternoon, and we end up having to tack up, and we're making no miles. You know, we're having real short days. One day we even pulled into a bay and just stayed there for like from 6 o'clock until like, and left at 2 a.m. And yesterday we just decided to power through it, and it was awful. But we're gonna make it today. We've just about reached the Horn, where we kind of arc and turn into Puerto Vallarta or into the Sea of Cortez. So we just about made it. In fact, here it is, right there. This is the Pacific Ocean, and this is the Sea of Cortez. So,
Well, yeah, you're right.
yeah.
They don't know that. It's there in there.
Have we already pointed in? No. No.
We're pointing straight
Two.
up to see if
Yeah, no, we're not. We're straight right at Baja. To port is the Pacific, and to starboard is the Sea of Cortez.
To start. No.
Bet you $150,000.
Babe,
Oh, you are right.
give me that $150,000 now.
Okay, so we're poking right into the Sea of Cortez. Okay,
That's
so
what I thought.
straight ahead is the Sea of Cortez, and to port is the Pacific.
I'm so glad I'm the navigator.
I need my coffee, man. I haven't had any coffee.
I feel like Warren's been naysaying this whole battle with the winds for so long that it hurt him and it picked up, and we're gonna sail. Yay! Woo! Yes! Sail for as much as we can.
You said the autopilot?
Yep.
Thank you.
Are you alright? What happened?
Hit my knuckle. Well, we're an hour or two away from our spot in Puerto Vallarta, and it has been a real challenge to get here, but we are getting just perfect winds from the perfect direction and real calm seas. So we are just moving, and it looks like we're going to sail right into port, which is really all I want to do. I want to sail the whole way, but sailing into port is a great reward. We're just flying. This is amazing.
Devil rays. There's a bunch of them.
Good morning. Well, just wanted to get an update that we are in Puerto Vallarta. We just got here yesterday afternoon, and we are officially kind of entering the Sea of Cortez, which we're going to be here for a long time, actually. We are bringing the boat up to where my dad has his boat in San Carlos, Mexico, and we'll end up storing the boat there for the winter, or no, the summer actually. And we'll go home for a little bit, spend time with family and friends back in Colorado, and then we'll come back to the boat for the start of the winter in October and November. So we plan on being in the Sea of Cortez just until March, I'd say. And then from there, we are going to be crossing the Pacific to the Marquesas in French Polynesia. So we're really excited to be in the Sea of Cortez and kind of make this our little home for a while. Everything we've heard about it is just incredible, and already so far, the sea life, Jacques Cousteau is right. It is the aquarium of the sea. Just yesterday we saw a giant manta ray coming in. Oh my God! Babe! Look how big it is! That is a giant manta ray, sweetie!
That is huge.
Oh my God! Even right now, there's just this massive school of fish around the boat. See? I love it, and I'm excited to be up here and explore Sea of Cortez. I've heard so many good things about it. Alrighty.
Well, we're heading into the marina. Normally, we don't go into the marinas just because they're kind of expensive normally, and we just don't need to. You know, being on anchor is so comfortable for us, and we're so self-sufficient. We don't need to be on power or water or anything like that. But this marina's $30 a night. That's just crazy. Often they're up, you know, $100 a night was pretty normal, sometimes more. $30 a night. So we're gonna spend 2 nights here uploading videos, maybe doing laundry, definitely cleaning the boat. So that's the reason we're going in. It's just so cheap, and we're excited to just be somewhere comfortable since the last 3 weeks have been, you know, working our way up to Mexico and rough nights, I guess, or at least a lot of movement. So we're excited to be here for a couple nights. It'll be great.
Oh,
Wow,
the Sea Shepherd.
that's so awesome.
Yeah, we heard they were in the Sea of Cortez, and
Here they are.
here they are.
It's the bigger version of the Addie Gill that got run over.
Run over by the Japanese boat?
Yep, that got run over, hit and sank by the Japanese boat.
Right there, honey. Right here.
Okay. Right on. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir.
All right, thanks. How's it going, honey?
We're good.
Yeah, you tied
Might
up?
be able to tighten it a bit here, but I know
Okay.
you're going to readjust.
Yeah, we'll tie it up. This is beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
What's your name?
Jose.
Jose, nice to meet you, man.
Check in with the port captain. They're open?
Yes, there is open now today. There is open from 9 to 2:30.
Okay.
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 And then the office is right there in this building.
Okay.
We were relieved to be on the dock for a couple of nights, get some much needed laundry done, get a few more fresh fruits and veggies for the remainder of the trip, and to just be still for a night or two. It was nice to break up the trip this way and get some good rest and reset before we set off once again up north into the Sea of Cortez.